Welcome to Hallam News. I'm Oliver Young, reporting on stories from across Sheffield and the UK. Today we start with a story about a convicted murderer who has absconded from his bail at a hostel. William Kerr was convicted for murder of Maureen Comfort in 1998. Her body was found in a cupboard and was kept there for 2 weeks by Mr. Kerr. The police are urging anyone who sees him to dial 999 and not to approach him under any circumstances.
Maureen Comfort's family claim they weren't surprised to hear William Kerr was on the run. A few days ago, Maureen's niece got the news she'd been dreading.
The probation officer just turned around and says that she had bad news that William Kerr had absconded from his hostel. Upset, annoyed, because a couple of weeks before that I went down to the prison for his probation hearing and they decided obviously to let him out.
Senga Bailey found her aunt's body stuffed in a cupboard here at her flat in the Bermontoffs area of Leeds. Even though it was 20 years ago, she's still haunted by the memory of what she saw that day, and she's terrified that William Kerr could kill again.
And I'm frightened of what he's going to do next. Maybe he'll keep away from us, I don't know, but it's who he's with. If you can live with a dead person stuffed in a cupboard for a couple of weeks, then what is a, and sit there, watch television and eat and stuff like that, what is a?
A police investigation followed Maureen's death and Kerr was convicted of murder. He was given a life sentence in 1998 but was released on licence in January. He had been living at a halfway house in Hull when he absconded. Senga says she won't rest until Kerr is back in prison. Meanwhile, the police are urging anyone with information regarding his whereabouts to dial 999, but stress he mustn't be approached. Anna Crossley, BBC Look North, Leeds.
7.5-ton lorries will allow them to now travel 10 miles per hour faster. This new change to the speed limit of 7.5-ton lorries is exclusive to single and dual carriageway. The government has said it will reduce congestion and save businesses money. This change has been controversial though, with Brake, a Yorkshire-based road safety charity, saying that it will lead to more accidents and they want the original speed limit to remain. The satirical singer-songwriter Chris Taverner has recently been touring the UK. He has performed in venues across the UK over 230 times in 2015. Chris Taverner hails from Cheshire in the North West. Chris Taverner started writing and producing demo albums at the age of 17. Now touring the UK again in preparation for his latest album. He performed at Sheffield's Green Room on the 6th of April, playing as part of an acoustic night with other artists. Sheffield is getting a new climbing ward called The Foundry. There will be an academy at The Foundry for the 20 most gifted youngsters in the city. Lessons are being held by the renowned climber, Jerry Moffat.
If you take South Yorkshire's best young climbers, the country's best climbing wall, and the world's best in their sport, you get something pretty special.
Fun sport, because you can do your own things on the wall.
I just like really the feeling when you get to the top, because you have to put in a lot of energy, but it's worth it when you get to the top.
At the Foundry in Sheffield, they've handpicked 20 of the best young climbers in South Yorkshire and formed the Foundry Academy. But that's not all. Training them are legends of the sport. Jerry Moffat was widely acknowledged as the world's best climber for 2 decades. Neil Bentley doubled for Matt Damon in The Bourne Identity.
When I started, you never saw young climbers, and you see these little girls are maybe 8, 9, 10, and they're climbing like proper climbers, and they're up there and they're hanging on, they're pulling the rope up and clipping it in. They just look like any other pro, you know, but they're just young kids, so it's exciting to watch.
It's just great to be able to pass on, you know, the knowledge that I've accumulated over the last 25 years of climbing, you know, and see these young lads, you know, and the girls in here actually improve, you know, their own climbing. In the sense of here and over then outdoors on the crag as well.
What's it like being taught by some of the world's best climbers?
Brilliant. It's like the best thing.
And what are they teaching you?
Tactics and what to climb and everything.
I'm going to have a go now it could take some time, so you might want to go make yourself a cup of tea. I did it! It has to be said, I probably picked one of the easier walls, but I did it!
I was very pleased with myself, but my efforts were put in the shade by these young climbing stars of the future.
It's a week-long celebration of diverse culture that takes place annually across the Sheffield Hallam campus. Everybody is welcome to watch and join in with a variety of different activities from different cultures. From musical performances to cake baking, there's a bit of everything at Shoefest. Hoping to encourage learning and involvement of all cultures, it's always a lively affair. This is a Kurdish celebration where people can enjoy music, dancing and snacks from Kurdistan.
Personally, I have only been performing for the past couple of 6-7 months, but the rest of the team, they've been performing for a good couple of years. It's a great way of getting everybody involved with each other and give everybody the general knowledge of other cultures. And it kind of breaks that barrier of shyness, people, you know, getting to socialise with each other. I think it's a great event, really.
And that's all we have time for today. Tune in to Hallam News again for more stories from Sheffield and the UK. I'm Oliver Young. See you soon.